Hi, I am MMS, a professor of English. Today I am going to discuss a famous poem, namely A Small Towns and the River, written by Mamang Dai. Mamang Dai is a poetess, Indian poetess from Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Mamang Dai was very talented from her very childhood, and she cracked IAS exam and got the prestigious service administration job. But surprisingly enough, she left that profession. She left that profession and took the career of journalism and writer. With the passage of time, she becomes a prominent writer from Indian soil, and she represents our beloved country in the gallery of world literature. This great lady, namely Mamang Dai, belongs to Adi tribe, one of the tribes prevalent in India, and this poetess, novelist and journalist got Sahitya Akademi Award in 2017 for her magnificent novel The Black Hills. She has also bagged another prestigious honor award, namely Padma Shri, in 2011. This great lady has given us a famous poem. I have already told you the name, The Small Towns and the River. In this poem, the poetess is going to give a profile picture of our hilly locality. The poem has autobiographical touch because it describes a local, a lifestyle, a situational condition of the hill area where she actually lives. Better to say, the poem is the byproduct of the empirical experiences of our writer, namely Mamang Dai. Here she gives a photocopy of the life led in that locality. In the hilly areas, the smooth life living cannot be possible. Some fragmented habitats are there, and the towns of small size seem to take birth in the hilly area. We are just going to have the faithful picture of the hilly area. Now let's start the poem itself. Small towns always remind me of death. Small town always reminds our poetess of death. Death meaning, in the hilly area, the life always involves death, risky life. The scarcity of food items, the scarcity of smooth roads, the scarcity of smooth transport system. Nothing is normal there. Every time death seems to be coming. Death always does not come, but the fear of death is always there. That's why the small town always reminds me of death. My hometown lies calmly amidst the trees. You know, in the hilly areas, there are so many trees, and amidst the trees, the small towns grow. From a distance, we cannot see the towns, we only see the trees. But if we reach the area infested with trees, we will see the small towns, and Mamangdai is one of such towns. Lies calmly. There is also scarcity of sound as the population is very less. Only the hilly area resounds when the travelers come, when the resort, the functioning of activities of resort go on. Only then the sounds are available. Other time the absolute silence prevails the area. It is always the same in summer or winter with the dust flying. In the hilly area, the cycle of season seems to be stopping. It looks alike during the winter, during the summer or rainy season, and the dust flying in the atmosphere of the hilly area. You know, in the hilly area, the roads are not concrete, the roads are not properly built, manufactured. It is very often dusty, and the cars of the tourists come and go along the path of the steep roads. Naturally, the dust seems to be overshadowing the area. And now, or the wind howling down the gorge. Howling down the gorge. Gorge, what is gorge? Gorge is a narrow valley between hills or mountain. The place seems to be silent, but in some places the howling sound of the wind is heard. Gorge meaning narrow valley, downwards valley, and in that place the sound can be available. Just the other day someone died. In the very beginning line, our poetess had said, small towns always remind me of death. Here we have the instance of death. In the dreadful silence we wait. I have already told you that during the absence of tourists, absolute silence prevails the area. Naturally, a man has died, and the relatives of the dead body are weeping in silence. They are just weeping at the backdrop of silence, looking at the sad wreath of tube roses, one kind of brooch which is associated with the dead bodies, and the wreath, garland is manufactured out of that roses, and it is placed over the dead body. Life and death, only the rituals are permanent. In the hilly area, two things are recurrently happening, life and death. People are getting birth, people are dying. People are getting birth, people are dying. This is how the process is going on. Nothing new is happening. Nothing new is happening. The life and death is going on. Life and death is going on. Now, the river has a soul. In the summer, it cuts through the land. In the hilly area, where Mamang Dai lives, a river flows. The river seems to be alive. The river has a soul. During the summer season, the river cuts through the land like a torrent of grief. The water current is flowing monotonously, without any variation, without any joviality. That's why it is supposed that the river is flowing with grief. It is instance of pathetic fallacy. The river seems to be in grief. Actually, the river is symbolically representing the life of the people residing in the hilly area, including Mamang Dai. They are all in grief. They are all in deadly condition, and that's why sometimes I think it holds its breath, seeking a land of fish and stars. Sometimes the water current is stopped. The supply of water is stopped. Naturally, the river ends there, and it is supposed that the river holds its breath, seeking a land of fish and stars. Meaning, it stops its current. It turns into a pond where fish abounds, and the reflection of the stars falls. The river has a soul. It knows stretching past the town. The river has a soul. It is repeated time and again. It knows stretching past the town. It refers to the river. While stretching past the town, water current starts from a hilly area and it flows downwards. So the river, while stretching past the town, it knows from the first drop of rain to dry earth and mist on the mountain tops. It goes to the dry earth and mist on the mountain tops. Mountain tops, the maximum height of the mountain, where the mist also mixes with the water current, and the river knows the immortality of water. The water somehow does not end. It very often flows with hypervelocity. Very often its water level decreases. Still, the river supplies water non-stop. It does not know the immortality. Look at the contrast. The contrast in between human beings, life of the human beings, and the life of the river. The human beings knows what is mortality. But the river knows the immortality of the water, meaning water never ends. In a sense, the human lives are nothing in comparison with the lives of the river. The river is in far better condition than human lives. A screen of happy pictures A screen of happy pictures marks the days of childhood. Screen meaning temple of happy pictures when during the childhood Mamang Dai led happy childhood life at the backdrop of greenness, green trees, small rivers and absolute silence. That's why a screen of happy pictures marks the days of childhood. It was the nature of Mamang Dai's childhood in the absolute silence, silent background. She led her happy childhood life. Small towns grow with anxiety for the future. It means with the passage of time, a child comes to know the anxiety of their locality. When Mamang Dai was child, young, then she could not understand the anxiety of life prevalent in her area. Now with the passage of time, she comes to know of this anxiety. The anxiety awaits in the future. The dead are placed pointing west. It is a ritual of placing the dead body in the burial, in the tomb. While giving burial to the dead body, in her area, the head of the dead body is placed westward. When the soul rises, it is believed that whenever the dead body is buried, the soul rises upward, and when the soul rises, it will walk into the golden east. It is believed. It may be superstitious belief, but they believe it. That after they are dead, the dead body is buried, keeping its head westward, and when its soul rises upward, goes to heaven, then the dead body awakens and walks towards east. It is a belief in that locality. It will walk into the golden east, into the house of the sun. The east is supposed to be the house of the sun, and the dead body rises from the tomb and goes downward, eastward. In the cool bamboo, restored in sunlight, like life matters like this. In the cool setting, in sunlight, there is bamboo hut, small houses. In the hilly area, the houses are normally very small, and in the house, in the hut, life matters. As life is not so easy there, life leading is a challenge to them. Normal life leading is a challenge to the inhabitants of the hilly area. So, in the cool bamboo, restored in sunlight, bamboo hut, restored in sunlight, there is sunlight also. Life matters like this. Life is very challenging to them. In small towns by the river, we all want to walk with the gods. They have enough religious belief. In the very opening line, she had said, small towns always remind me of death. And in the time of death, in the deadly situation, in the risky situation, we depend upon gods. So, Mamang Dai says that in the small town by the river, we all want to walk with gods. Meaning, we all seek the assistance of God. With godly assistance, we are somehow leading our life. So, as there is danger, they are always depending upon the gods. This is how Mamangdai has given a brief description of the life available in the hilly area. The single poem seems to be representing the life of the hilly area. Naturally, the poem is considered to be a representative one. It is a single poem, but after going through this poem, we can visualize the very life in the area where Mamangdai herself lives. The poem may not have proper artistic merit, but Mamangdai has been successful in presenting, in expressing the agonized, the problematic, the risky life the people of the hilly area have to live, have to lead. In this sense, we must not overlook the situational value, the local value of the poem. So, thank you very much.